So, Jeff, the big news that is captivating the headlines right now, besides the big AEW pay-per-view this weekend, is that John Cena has turned heel. And we touched on it yesterday in our live. But once we finished recording, you said, it's something Dutch used to always stress to me in TNA, and I'll let you sort of pick it up from there. When you're turning a top guy, you've got to think about what does it take away.
Yeah. Okay, because you just a second ago you referenced the chemistry of the heel turn and kind of the people in place, and it's we'll call it the water cooler talk. And again, Conrad, that's something that we hadn't quite touched on. I know on our YouTube live yesterday, special on that, we had a blast doing that. We got to do that more often. But did I see on social early this morning, Jon Stewart, who's the one who talked? Anyway, the water cooler talk, I guess what I'm saying is it's everywhere. ESPN's talking about it and just that whole run. But from a creative perspective, and this is what I was sharing with Conrad yesterday as I gathered my thoughts, the one thing that I was taught is that when you pull that trigger on said heel or babyface and he jumps the fence, it has the ability to freshen up the entire roster in almost a magical way. Not just fresh matchups, but alignments and as we'll call it, because it's the example, Cena is a heel, and now he's going to be having interaction. You name it. His interactions with Roman's going to be different. His interactions with Gunther's going to be different. You just have all kind of segments throughout the entire roster. So you have to kind of think through all that. But at the very top of that list is, and look, it is applicable in this set of circumstances because Cena wasn't completely a full-time. But you kind of have to look at, all right, Cena being a babyface and going to heel, while he's the babyface, are there any matchups that we've missed that we should go capitalize on, should go monetize on? Or is it more valuable to do the turn and go down that? There's just, you got to, and Dutch in Puerto Rico, but Dutch, he had Florida examples, Georgia examples. I won't be able to recall them like he could, but he would give different, just how it's a shot in the arm in the business. But when you're done with that initial turn, where you're going with it. And so I just think the big heel turns or babyface turns in history, just how it's really, really done right, supercharged the entire roster. And you can just kind of see quite a few of those pieces of the puzzle already falling into place, hence the Punk promo last night.
Do you assume that we're going to see a totally different version of John Cena, like different theme music, different tights, maybe different moves, different catchphrases, because we've heard, hey, hustle, loyalty, disrespect. That might be something they use, or maybe they use break a wish and, instead of make a wish, maybe it's make a nightmare. And, there's all these different ideas that we're seeing people float around on social. People are really excited about it. What is, if you had your hands on the reins, what are some things you would be wary of? Like, I think everybody is so excited now. All we've got to do is land the plane, so to speak. The enthusiasm and the excitement about the idea is there. We don't have to manufacture it. But if we're not careful, we could trip up and screw it up. Are there any pitfalls that you've seen, best practices you've learned from watching wrestling and producing wrestling all these years about when a turn goes wrong or it doesn't meet expectations?
Well, let me think where to kind of dive off into this. The one thing, look, every case is different. Like in this set of circumstances, it goes without saying, Rock, the final boss, he's the one, he's the main character, if you will. Yes, in reality, he's part-time and not really anywhere close to a wrestler at this point. He'll take some bumps and all that. Cena is not only part-time, but announced this is his last year. So at the end of the day, and I'm, look, I obviously don't work there, but I'm putting on my business cap. At the end of the day, they're banking on a massive WrestleMania. But I think what Rock is sprinkling in there, and I said it last night on the YouTube, is that this is ultimately business wise. Yes, it's best for the brand and lifts everything. But man, oh man, you talk about taking Cody, to me, to a completely another level. All he needs, and I'll say all he needs, but you can see him getting a lead in a Hollywood film, like he's getting up into that stratosphere, not just the top baby face. And so couldn't be happier for the guy, but man, I just think the depth of the roster and the way they're navigating things, this is Cody. The brand is going to benefit the most, but I think Cody as an individual by far, because Cena, unless he calls off his retirement tour, which he could, he's exiting. So I don't see this as a long-term heel run. So I don't think he's going to break away too much from what brought him to the dance. I think it's short-term is relative, but they're hammered down to Vegas, no doubt.
Think we're going to see some heel Cena merch before WrestleMania, if you had to guess?
I'm surprised it's not already out, or is it?
Maybe it'll be out by Friday, because you assume we're going to hear from Cody and others. What do you make of the report? Has anything like that ever happened that you can recall, where you have a celebrity, and no matter what your musical taste is, you can just Google Travis Scott and say, that boy's got a following. Goodness gracious. Now I'm sure Cody knows him and is very familiar, but I know there's probably not a lot of Travis Scott songs on your iPhone, if I had to guess.
But my girls.
Yeah, there you go. So they're all familiar. And so he's a big celebrity. He's in the ring with absolute icons. I mean, The Rock, John Cena, and Cody. This is the tippy top of the sports entertainment world, as far as, catering and getting attention and courting attention for eyeballs. Travis Scott finds himself in the middle of it. And maybe, I haven't talked to Cody, I don't know. Maybe he gets a little carried away, but the report we're hearing from Dave Meltzer is he blacked Cody's eye and managed to burst his eardrum. Like, do you remember anything like this ever happening with a celebrity taking it too far and actually injuring one of the talent?
I am so disappointed in you. All the history that it's, did you ever see the damage Beetlejuice did to me?
No, I mean, I know that you whooped Ben Stiller's ass and Beetlejuice and Gary Coleman.
He took all of his arm and tried to ram it.
Oh, he punched you in the in the Mando area.
Buddy. Okay. No. Okay. What my question about Travis Scott is, I'd love to know, did Rock say hit him, or did Cena say, or did he just kind of grab the bull by the horns and say, listen, Mr. Runnels, I'm going to beat the shit out of you here while you're laying down here. Good God. It happens. I can't think of an example out there, but, caught up in the moment, wanted to get engaged. It is what it is. I'm not sure Meltzer's, what's the reality out there. It makes for great social media content. Travis popping the world champ. I'm sure that'll be played that's a meme already. Come on.